Assalamualaikum. My name is Kaushik Shokar. I'm from Software Engineering Department. Today I'm going to take a short class on Introduction to Machine Learning. So what is machine learning? Machine learning is an application of artificial intelligence that enables systems to learn and improve from experience without being explicitly programmed. So in simpler word, we can say that machine learning is the science of programming the computer so that they can learn from their own data. Here we train the model or machines with the data, and after the training process we give the machine with new data and it gives us the relevant output. For example, we can say that filtering part of email is a machine learning product. We know that in emails we get many spam emails, and it is so much annoying. For that in email they use a machine learning model to identify the spam emails with some keywords. When in a email, when this model will get these keywords, it will automatically filter those emails as a spam. Types of machine learning. Machine learning can be classified according to the amount of data and type of supervision. There are three major categories. One, supervised learning, second, unsupervised learning, and third one is reinforcement learning. So what is supervised learning? According to its name, we can understand that it is supervised. Supervised means we are giving that model with some label data, or the data which have which have a name or a sign. In from these pictures we can see that we are giving the machine some labeled data and the labels that what kind of data and what are the data. When we give this information to the machine, it is easier for the machine to understand what kind of data it is getting and what output it should give. After the learning process, we give this model some input as test data, and in test data, when we give the model the test data, it gives us a prediction. Here we can see that here we have some label data and the labels. The labels are rectangle, circle, triangle, hexagonal. We are training the model with this data, and after training in this model, we are giving some input as a test data, and after we are giving the test data, it giving us some output. As the output, we can see that we have given a triangle and a circle, and it is giving us a prediction of triangle and a circle. It is a supervised learning process where we give the label data, or data where we have identified what kinds of data we are giving in the machine, so it is a easier process for the machine to learn about that. There are two types of supervised learning. One is classification, another one is regression. In classification, we classify images or any kinds of object with the help of the machine. And in regression part, one input is related to the output. If the input is mm, that means when we are giving a input, it will show a relevant output to that input. In regression part, we can say that what uh, salary of employee. If the employee works more hours, or it is working more hours, it will give it he or she will get more salaries. So that this is the regression process. Unsupervised learning. What is unsupervised learning? According to the supervised learning, unsupervised learning is the opposite of supervised learning. Here we are not giving the machine any kinds of label data. The machine is learning from the data itself. In unsupervised learning, it a type of machine learning in which models are trained using unlabeled data set and allowed act to that data without any supervision. In this picture we can see that we are giving some raw data in the model, and the model is showing us some output. So how this is happening? It is happening based on clustering and association. In this learning process, is the model is clustering some features which are relative to each other. If the features are related to each other, it is clustering them in separate parts, and after that, if we give a new data, it matches with the existing features, and if the features are related, it is showing the output. In reinforcement learning, it is same like unsupervised learning. We are not giving any label data in this learning process, but here we have a different point where in reinforcement learning we have a agent and a environment. The agent is working like a agent who is working who is conscious about the data. It is before every step it is calculating the outputs or outcome. If the and it is getting some feedbacks, it is getting some feedback. In reinforcement learning is a feedback based machine learning, where which an agent learns to believe in an environment by performing the actions and seeing the results of actions. If it getting a positive response, it saves the response or it collects the response, and next time it uses that reference. If it is getting a negative response, it is also storing that, and before making any step it matches with the existing feedback, and then it takes the steps. Here we can see that here input data we have many kinds of shapes in environment. In the machine learning, sorry, in the model, where here we have a environment and agent. First agent select the algorithm and the base actions. According to the base action it gets a reward, and according to the reward it takes the steps, and in this process we are getting the output from the reinforcement learning. Reinforcement learning solves a specific type of problems like making where decision making is a sequential and the goal is long term, such as game playing, robotics, etc. Reinforcement learning mainly used in robots. Others learning systems: batch learning, online learning, instance based learning, and model based learning. In batch learning we are training a model with some batch data, and this is offline based learning. Here in this learning process we are training the model with selective kinds of data, and according to these kinds of data we are getting the output. It is not learning from other sources, but in online learning the model is learning from online sources, and we can give any data to get output. The main challenges of machine learning: insufficient quality of training data. As we know, in Bangladesh we have insufficient quantity of data so to train a model. Non-representative training data, we have not relevant data to train the models. That's why we get error when we are searching for some output. Poor quality data, irrelevant features. In Bangladesh we get the data where we have many irrelevant features which is not needed to make a model. Overfitting and underfitting the training dataset. As we know, if we overfit the data it will give us a error. If we underfit the data it will also give us a error. So these are the main challenges of machine learning. Using these sources I have made this slide. Thank you very much.